Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is. We are so welcome and happy to have you here. Welcome to our information session for Cornell Engineering. My name is Terry Carey. I am an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Cornell Engineering. I have my colleague Robin Corinne also joining us here tonight. We're going to split this presentation up. I'm going to get us started, and then Robin is going to jump in on the second half. So again, welcome and thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are going to present an overview of Cornell Engineering. The first part, we will be talking about the academic core, our majors and our minors. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what we build around that core, things like co-curriculars, research opportunities, ways to learn outside of the classroom. And then the last part will be about the application process and our admissions process. At the end, we are going to have our email address up. So you can submit any questions that you may have and hear a little bit more about Cornell Engineering. We love to get emails. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to help you. So I always start information sessions with this quote from Ezra Cornell, who founded our institution in 1865. It's our university's philosophy, and it reads, "I would found an institution where any person can find instruction in any study." And this is really showcasing how we think, how we live here at Cornell. We find that people from many different backgrounds come here so that they can find education in a variety of different fields. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about what a true university education is, a true university experience. So our engineering program is embedded within a broader university structure. We have 8 admitting colleges within Cornell University. The College of Arts and Sciences is our largest college at Cornell. It's the beating heart of the university. We have majors like philosophy, history, art, pure sciences. And then surrounding that college are other professional or pre-professional colleges like engineering. This coming together makes our university approach an opportunity for breadth and for depth in your education. You're going to go deep into engineering, but you're also going to come out a well-rounded student, still having those liberal arts touch points. So let's look a little bit deeper at our program and compare it to some other models. An institute model like Caltech or Georgia Tech, those are organized with specific purposes that often emphasize depth into a specialized field more than a breadth of education, and they have a lot to offer. Now, our university model emphasizes interdisciplinary study, and this results in a really expansive and a compelling academic setup. It often prioritizes breadth in addition to depth. We offer the ability to collaborate with other subjects, other colleges, other departments, crossing our specializations in engineering with other fields. So what does that look like? Well, a great example is this picture here that's on this slide. This is an undergraduate here in the black shirt who is an electrical and computer science major. He is working with a graduate student who is in archaeology, and they are building a 3D model of a 15 million year old mummified bird. So we are bringing together engineering, archaeology. It's also people who are working undergraduates with graduate students, with faculty, and they're all coming together to learn and approach this project. As the largest of the Ivy League schools, we encompass both liberal arts traditions as well as the Big Ten type of school. We are research driven. We are a research one institution, and we have a real practical focus with that research. Cornell University has around 100 different fields of study and about 80 different majors across the university, including our 14 majors that are here in engineering. We have approximately 6,000 courses to offer at Cornell, 4,000 at the undergraduate level and 2,000 at the graduate level. So think about that and the number of courses you have offered at your high school, and then compare that to the 6,000 that we have here. This should give you a really good idea of the vast number of different areas and topics that you can study here. You can have the freedom to take courses you're interested in. You're going to have science, technology, engineering, but you also have the freedom to enrich those core courses with other interests. You could be interested in music, business, psychology, agriculture, taking a language. They are all these different fields that you can get introduced to, continue to join. And there's over 100 different minors that you can participate in across the university. So as you can see, we have a mix of both breadth and depth within the program. We have the breadth of the institution. We have the depth of the specialization of the curricula within the College of Engineering. And so why is this an important thing? It's because we do our best work at the intersection of these fields, not siloed in our own field. The combination of these allows for this very interdisciplinary and consistently collaborative approach to all of our work. So lastly, I think this is one of the best ways for our university experience to really help you and uniquely impact your learning experience is with the community that you're going to find here. You'll be taking classes with students in other colleges, participating in clubs and organizations with students from a range of backgrounds, and living with and dining with students from all over the world. They're not all going to be engineers. Some will, but not all will be. And this will be able to enhance your learning and broaden your perspectives, being able to interact with interests both inside and outside of your own. So this next slide is a graphic designed by a colleague in our office, and it really helps to display what we look for in an engineer, what we think an engineer looks like in terms of characteristics and what maybe would go well in the field. You do not have to be all of these things. You don't have to be 5 of these things, but if you're some of these things, then maybe engineering is a good fit for you. So we're looking for skills in many different areas, things beyond math and science. Yes, you should love math and science. Yes, you should love problem solving. But in addition, you should have some creativity, critical thought, leadership skills, problem solving skills, research skills. We're looking at things in the breadth of social skills, management skills, and technical skills all coming together. As I said before, engineering doesn't happen in a vacuum. There are always things that overlap within engineering fields and fields outside of engineering. So again, it's great to love problem solving, but it's also helpful if engineers have some emotional intelligence, curiosity, creativity, all of these things coming together in the field of engineering. So next, I'm going to talk about our world-class faculty. And this truly sets Cornell Engineering apart from other universities. Cornell University as a whole has about 1,600 faculty members, and 350 of those are housed here in the College of Engineering. All Cornell engineering faculty are deeply engaged in a full spectrum of academic life, and that includes teaching, research, and student advising. They all do all 3 of these things. So Cornell Engineering, just for some background, is considered a mid-sized engineering program. They have around 3,500 undergraduate students enrolled, and each year we graduate a class of 850 new engineers. So this size really gives us this unique position. We're large enough for a full range of academic resources and research opportunities, but we're small enough to support those close personal connections between students and faculty. So in fact, 99% of our classes are taught by faculty, which is really an extraordinary number. We also have a student to faculty ratio of 12 to 1, and 75% of our classes have fewer than 25 students. So that means our undergraduate students are not just sitting in the back row of massive lecture halls. They're in the front row. They're working side by side with leaders in the field. Every faculty member in the College of Engineering is actively engaged in research. They all lead their own labs, they all have research groups, and they're all working at the cutting edge of innovation. And every faculty member in the College of Engineering is teaching undergraduates. Whether it's in a lecture hall, in a lab, or during office hours, they're in the trenches with our students. And finally, every faculty member in the College of Engineering is advising students. So each professor typically mentors a group of about 20 to 25 students over the course of their 4 years, and this helps them plan their academic path and reach their goals. This model of engagement creates a symbiotic relationship where research is informing teaching and teaching is informing research. Our students aren't just learning from textbooks, they're learning from the very people who are pushing the boundaries in education. And because these expectations are built into the role, Cornell naturally attracts a particular kind of faculty member, those who are not only brilliant researchers, but they are also dedicated mentors and passionate educators. They come here because they want to teach. They want to have these close relationships with students, and they want to help shape the next generation of engineers. This helps to build a collaborative academic community, learning from world-class faculty and conducting groundbreaking research, and building personal relationships that support your growth as a student and as an engineer. So people are typically really excited to join the engineering field. You can make a real impact on global issues and help find innovative solutions to the world's most pressing problems. And people find a lot of joy in helping people. We need that in our world. But we also realize that engineering is probably one of the most rigorous curriculums that a college can offer. And that's why we're deeply committed to supporting our students every step of the way. Our philosophy is simple. If you have been admitted to Cornell Engineering, then you already have what it takes, both academically and socially, to succeed here. Our role is to provide that support, those resources, and encouragement you need to thrive. We have a wide range of offices, resources, and programs devoted exclusively to engineering students, ensuring that the help you receive is tailored to your specific needs as a future engineer. So I'm going to highlight just a few here that are on this slide. For example, our dedicated career services staff works solely with engineering students. So whether you're polishing your resume, looking for help in interviewing in an internship, they understand the unique qualities and experiences companies and organizations are looking for in future employees and in future engineers specifically. They are going to guide you through the process and connect your skills with opportunities to explore what you can do as an engineer in the field. They have connections with engineering companies, organizations who are looking for top candidates like our engineering students. Another resource I'm going to point out here on this slide is our engineering advising office. This team of dedicated advisors exists to ensure that every engineering student has the tools, the support, and the guidance that they need to succeed. We practice something called intrusive advising. And this means that our advisors proactively reach out when students may be facing difficulties. So for instance, if you're a student and you earn a grade that is below a C on an exam, the advising office is going to be notified and they're going to personally check in on you, and they're going to try to see, maybe is the student overwhelmed with coursework, dealing with an illness, managing personal challenges, whatever the issue is. Our advisors are there to listen. They're going to support, offer resources, and help to get students back on track. These dedicated advisors are here to help plan out your academic roadmap, and maybe that includes a minor. Maybe you want to spend a semester abroad or have a co-op or an internship at your time here. Our academic advisors are going to help you walk through that and make sure that you can have that pathway for you. So whatever your goal is, they are here to help with the information you need to engineer your own pathway. Right. So just as we have incredible breadth of opportunity across many colleges at Cornell, we also have depth in our engineering curriculum. Cornell Engineering has one of the deepest undergraduate engineering programs that you will find in the United States and in the world. We have 14 undergraduate majors, and you can see them all listed here on this slide. The depth of engineering has a real value for our students in two fundamental ways. The first is that students do not need to come in knowing exactly what they want to do in engineering. If you know you love math and science, you're a problem solver, then engineering is going to be a great fit for you. But what we offer here is the ability to explore, experience, and evaluate before jumping into a major. So our first year students come in as a Cornell engineer. You are not in a major yet. Some students are certain of the major they wish to pursue. Others are still kind of trying to figure it out. All Cornell engineers are encouraged to be proactive, to learn from various disciplines and career options, and utilize the many resources available to them. Jump into these courses, have conversations with upperclassmen, figuring out what lights you up. You will have ample time to choose your engineering major. Cornell engineers typically affiliate with their major in their sophomore year. So we want you to take some time to find your passion and see which major really fits for you. From your first year, you will take classes introducing you to the fields of engineering. And something truly unique is our Leadership for All experience through our Sealander Center for Engineering Leadership. And Robin's going to talk a little bit more about that in a few slides. But the Sealander Center will help guide you a bit to find out who you are and what your values are and align them with your pathway. In addition, you're going to get guidance from academic advisors and faculty to help you decide. So this ability to dive deeply into our offerings will allow you to make an informed decision on what to major in. And finally, we have no caps on our majors, so you will be able to pursue what you want, not whatever is left over. So, the second benefit for our deep curriculum has to do with your longer professional trajectory. Here, we want you to be trained to be intellectually nimble and ready for the world of engineering after graduation. In engineering today, we are making the best advancements at the intersection of multiple fields of engineering and even outside of engineering. Like I said before, engineering does not happen in a vacuum. You are always working with others. The depth we have here allows our undergraduates to have a profoundly interdisciplinary experience. So, when you affiliate with an engineering major, you will absolutely receive an in-depth education in that discipline through coursework with faculty and resources from the department. But I also guarantee that you're going to intersect meaningfully with several other majors here in Cornell. As a civil engineering major, you're going to be working alongside environmental engineers. As a biomedical engineer, you're going to work alongside mechanical engineers. You're going to get a well-rounded conceptual look at how your discipline operates with the other fields that it's connected to. In high-level research development industry, it is expected that engineers be intellectually agile, able to think across multiple academic boundaries. So our depth allows you to draw from other disciplines and gain an adaptable mind. All right. In addition, we also have 19 minors, and a minor is equivalent to 18 credits of work. You can minor in anything across the university. You can take your engineering passion and cross it with other fields in other colleges. You can bring technology to fashion. You can engineer solutions in agriculture, or you can help find solutions for people in the medical field. A minor is a great way to get expertise in another subject without a large commitment of a double major. Cornell also has special minors like the Dyson Business Minors for Engineers, which helps you prepare for leadership at the intersection of business and science, catering to engineering majors. If you haven't caught on by now, we like interdisciplinary education. We like collaboration. We want to bring people together. So a minor is a great way to do this, bringing engineering to many other fields across the university. Speaking of collaboration, I am going to hand this off to my colleague Robin, and thank you all so much.
Thank you, Terry. That was a great segue. Hi there, everyone. I'm Robin Corinne, and I'm an Assistant Director of Engineering Admissions, and I'm going to take it from here. So, since Terry's been talking about the different majors and the minors here at Cornell Engineering, I'm going to dig a bit deeper into the curriculum. On this slide, you can get an idea of what our curriculum looks like during the 4 years of a bachelor's degree. Please remember that some of this may change slightly based on advanced placement credit you might bring in or requirements from your specific major. So why do you need to love math and science? Let's start by looking at the first 2 years at Cornell Engineering. Over those 2 years, our students take 4 calculus-based courses, 4 science courses with lots of physics and also chemistry and biology, an Introduction to Engineering course, as well as an Introduction to Computer Science course, and engineering distribution courses. For the Introduction to Engineering course, you'll have a high-level overview of the major, and you'll learn what to expect over the next 4 years. In this course, there will be about 18 to 20 students, and it'll be taught by a professor. You'll have hands-on experiences, field trips, and a lot of time with student services to understand the majors. Our students also take 2 first-year writing seminars. There are so many to choose from, over 150 topics, and they change by semester. I'm going to list a few of them here, just so you have an idea of what to expect. We have Writing Medicine, Stories of Illness and Healing, Cultural Studies, Dungeons, Dragons, and Collaborative Fantasy, Robots, Puzzles in Nature. You can really actually have quite a bit of fun with these writing courses. During your sophomore year, you'll affiliate with a major once you complete the required coursework. So in addition to the courses that I just mentioned and the specific major-specific coursework that's shown in green on the slide, you'll see that there are liberal studies distribution requirements that are required for a degree. These liberal studies courses can help you work towards a minor or take courses in preparation for a pre-professional program. Finally, there are 2 additional non-academic requirements that aren't shown here on the screen. First, there are 2 physical education classes. Now, we have a wide variety of options here as well. I'm going to list a bunch of them. Some that you might expect, like jogging, dance, ice skating, sailing, martial arts. But we also have classes like juggling, wilderness first aid, fishing, meditation, and massage. And your last non-academic requirement that isn't shown here is a swim test. Now, this is a basic swimming and water safety competency, and it includes basic swimming skills. If you're unable to meet this requirement upon arrival at Cornell, please don't worry. You'll be able to take a beginning swimming class for a physical education requirement. So much of the coursework that I just spoke about is project-based and collaborative to help prepare for the real world. But outside of the classroom, we also have many opportunities for hands-on learning. So let's look at a couple of the items that are on the screen. I'm going to start with 36 student-led project teams that we offer. Approximately a third of our undergraduate engineers participate on a project team. These teams are campus-wide and they're multidisciplinary. So every engineering major and all Cornell colleges and schools are represented. You'll learn how to work as a team. There are many roles for team members, such as writing a business plan, creating a marketing plan. You could do design work. You could participate in the hands-on building experiences. Now, for the project teams, there are a variety of missions. You'll find that some teams participate in domestic or international competitions. Some teams are affiliated with national organizations, and others may work with community partners. We also have some humanitarian-focused teams. One example is Agua Clara, which serves 96,000 people worldwide by creating water filtration plants that provide access to clean water in Central America and in India. Our project teams are student-run, and they each have faculty advisor. Next, I'm going to talk about research, and this is also very popular among our undergraduate students. At any given time, up to 50% of our students are doing research. This could be individual research or group research, both of which are under the supervision of a faculty advisor. Also, you're not limited to doing research at the College of Engineering. Even as an engineering student, you'll be able to find research opportunities across the university. Next, I want to talk about leadership. Leadership development is becoming a central component of education here. The Sealander Center for Engineering Leadership has a variety of initiatives designed specifically for our undergraduate engineering students. They have Leadership for All. It's a program that began last year, and it ensures that all Cornell engineering undergraduates receive training in leadership skills. There's also Compass, and this is a leadership program where students are matched with alumni mentors. They develop professional skills and they plan their Cornell University experience. And there are a variety of other leadership initiatives, including leadership skills clinics, engineering leadership certification, and professional coaching. There are truly many ways to apply your knowledge from the classroom. So here at Cornell, there are hundreds of study abroad opportunities for students across the university. In addition, we have 5 exchange programs that are specific to the College of Engineering. These 5 programs are at the University of Cantabria, University of Comillas, Technical University of Denmark, Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, and Technion Israel Institute of Technology. We recently built on the program at the University of Cantabria, and we're now offering a new program there called Global Start Cantabria. This exciting new opportunity will begin next fall, 2026, where a cohort of 20 first-year Cornell engineering students will spend their first semester living and learning in beautiful Santander, Spain, and will return to Cornell for their second semester in spring 2027. While in Cantabria, Cornell students will be joined by a Cornell engineering faculty member who will spend the semester teaching there and serving as the faculty advisor for the cohort. Courses will be taught in English, but Cornell students do need a basic understanding of Spanish prior to attending. Upon arrival, students will participate in a 2-week intensive Spanish immersion, as well as a Spanish course during the semester. If you're interested in this program, you'll be able to access the application when you submit the common application for admission. So we prepare our students very well so they're successful in the future. I'd now like to briefly discuss what happens when our students graduate, where they go, what they do after graduation, and how Cornell Engineering prepares them for the next step. Let's back up one step and look at the statistics from engineering programs across the country. Somewhere around 40 to 50% of engineering students nationwide don't finish their degrees. Let's let that sink in just for a moment before I say that here at Cornell Engineering, our outcomes are very different. Anywhere from 85 to 89% of students who begin an engineering degree here will complete their Bachelor of Science in 4 years. This success reflects the incredible support the students receive, along with access to academic and wellness resources that help them to succeed. So your next question to me is, what about the other 11 to 15%? Well, over half of them are still on track to graduate. They're just taking a little longer, often finishing in about 5 years. Maybe they've had a co-op experience or taken time off or just need an extra year for personal or academic reasons. Some of our students do finish a bit early, often in 3.5 years, thanks to AP or transfer credits. Then around 6% of the students internally transfer to other colleges within Cornell. These students may realize that their academic interests are better suited elsewhere, maybe in architecture or business or life sciences, but they still graduate from Cornell University, just through a different college. And here's a fun fact. We actually receive more internal transfers into Cornell Engineering than students who choose to internally transfer out. That speaks to the strength and appeal of the program. So, what happens after graduation? Each year, we collect data from our students upon graduation, and here's what we've found. About 95% of our graduating students have a clear step lined up by graduation. 39% have accepted full-time jobs with start dates and salaries in hand. 56% have been admitted to graduate schools or professional programs. And for the final 5%, about 2% are still in the process of applying to graduate school or professional programs. And by professional programs, I mean things like medicine, business, law, veterinary medicine, and yes, even dentistry. And 3% are actively seeking employment. So now that you're aware of the outcomes, let's talk about the application process. First, as you're applying to first-year admission, you'll find that there are 2 different options to apply. We offer an early decision option. The application deadline is November 1st, and we review those applications through November into early December. Decisions are released in mid-December. There are 3 possible outcomes. You may be admitted, we may defer your application to regular decision, or you may be denied. Now, early decision is binding or contractual, which means that if you are admitted during early decision, you will be expected to join us and that you must withdraw all other applications. If you are deferred to the regular decision, we will consider your application with a full regular decision pool, and if you're admitted, you would not be bound to attending. We also offer a regular decision option. The application deadline is January 2nd, and we review those applications through the winter and into the end of March. Decisions are released at the end of March or early April, and there are 3 possible outcomes here as well. You may be admitted. We might place you on a wait list to be considered if a space becomes available, or you may be denied. Regular decision is not binding, which means that if you're admitted, we would love for you to attend, but that will be your choice. You're probably wondering, should you apply for early or regular decision? Well, I can tell you that there's usually a 20 to 25% admit rate for early decision and less than 10% admit rate for regular decision. So, statistically speaking, the chances of being admitted are stronger in early decision. Also, financial aid does a great job of matching demonstrated need. The financial aid package will be no different between early and regular decision. But if you apply for early decision and financial aid doesn't make you an offer that your family finds acceptable, you are able to get out of that binding agreement. So if you're serious about Cornell being your first choice, then you should consider early decision. We read applications holistically, meaning that we read everything in your application and we want to see the whole picture. Now, there are three major parts to every application. First, the academics. We need to make sure that you can do the work. By reviewing your high school transcript, we'll review the courses that you've completed and see what your grades are. While we'll review all of your coursework, we do have a particular interest in your math and science classes. And by reviewing your school profile, we can get an idea of the rigor of your curriculum and see if you're taking advanced STEM courses that are available to you. Then we have the standardized testing. Either the ACT or SAT are required. Cornell has reinstituted the standardized testing policy, and this is the first year that it's been required since the requirement was lifted during the pandemic, sorry. Cornell does participate in score choice for SATs, and we consider the highest scores across the test dates. For the ACT, we also consider the highest scores across your test dates. So, since the standardized tests have been optional for the past few years, I'm going to share with you some of the test statistics from before the pandemic. Of the admitted students, the middle 50% range of SAT scores was between the mid 1400s to the mid 1500s. And also for the admitted students, the average ACT composite was about a 34. And finally, we have a personal component for the application. This is where we learn about you as a person. What kinds of characteristics, skills, and interests do you possess? We consider the information that's provided by your two teacher evaluations, by your guidance counselor letter, how engaged you've been in your extracurricular activities and experiences, and of course, your essays. You'll have a handful of essays to complete, so I'd like to draw your attention to the brief essays you'll find in our engineering supplement. We have a mix of long and short, we have a mix of long essay responses and short answer responses. I do have them listed here on the slide and you can read through them, but you can also find them on our website. Please, please put some thought into these questions as they truly help us to learn about you as a person. So as you're submitting your application, here are a few helpful hints. Please proofread everything you've written, particularly your essay. Don't write as if you're texting. Use punctuation and capitalize first letters of the sentence. All materials should be submitted in electronic form. You should ask early for your letters of recommendation. And just a reminder that one of your recommendation letters is supposed to be from a STEM teacher. Now, if you want to submit an additional letter of recommendation, that's great, especially if it's from somebody who knows you well and can tell us about you. For example, an employer. But please, don't submit too many recommendations and think twice before asking a friend or a classmate to write a letter. Believe it or not, they can be a little bit critical in their letters. And finally, when writing your essays, think about the questions. Are you answering the question that was asked? Here at Cornell, we are committed to affordability. We want to remove any financial barriers and allow students to focus on their education. So to help do so, Cornell offers 100% need-blind and need-based admissions for domestic applicants. This includes U.S. citizens, permanent residents, applicants with DACA status, and long-term undocumented applicants. Cornell practices need-aware admissions for international students. As you're thinking about and applying for financial aid, please be aware that there are two different financial aid calculators on the financial aid website, a quick cost estimator and a net price calculator. I'd encourage you and your parents to work together on these calculators for a few hours to get some insight on the true cost of a Cornell education after financial aid. Also, please be aware of your deadlines and apply on time. If you have any questions about aid, please contact the financial aid office directly, and you'll see their web address is right in the middle of the screen there. So, on behalf of Terry and myself, thank you for joining us this evening. You can reach us, as well as the rest of the engineering admissions team, by emailing or calling us. I would also encourage you to visit our website for more information about the university, the College of Engineering, and about admissions. Thanks again, and have a great evening.